day, Tamers. Today's episode is brought to you by Y. Not the letter, the word. If you know me, I'm absolutely a simp for Impmon stuff. I love Impmon. I think Impmon is a fantastic Digimon. I think in EX2 was probably the best thing they did for him, making it a mill deck, its own mill deck. Maybe they're a bit too far with that. Got a little bit too good in BT12 kind of era, and we're sitting where we are currently today. This deck, on the other hand, makes absolutely no sense. To the extreme of the term, it makes no sense. And what I mean by that is, for a deck that should be getting continuous support because it's part of the webcomic, it's got on something in BT19, I believe, that should be pretty decent. I know EX8 is meant to have the Nightmare Soldiers, or whatever the undead things are called, so maybe we'll see some stuff in there for Impmon that sort of ties back into this deck. But for now, this deck doesn't make sense to me. Like, I get it, like, it's a really weird archetype. Evil, dragon, dark dragon is kind of like a unique attribute or trait in the Digimon card game. Currently, there's only, I think, maybe like 15 different Digimon with that trait. But I've done my best here to sort of find you a deck, and, well, forgive me. So we're going to jump in. We're going to do the new Eyesmon from Ex07. Personally speaking, I quite like this card. It's very good. It works very similar to other cards in purple currently, something like Balmon. So when attacking must return, if you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand, this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait in trash. Doesn't ignore cost, you just have to pay the cost, which in this case could be 1, 2, or 3, depending on what it is, or depending on the trait of the Digimon or effect that it has. So something you may notice about this deck, it does a lot of it, especially with the newer cards, is it wants you to have low hand sizes. Now, until we get a few more cards that just say, hey, trash things from hand and that's it, we are a little bit stuck. But for now, we do have a few extra things we can do. So, I've gone with the BT8 Devimon. Now, this is just because we don't really have a good additional Impmon to put in this deck for now. When we do get to BT19, I do think you're going to be using that Impmon to just basically play your Tamers for free. And on play for the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Tamer card amongst them to the hand, and trash 1 purple Digimon card amongst them. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck. This does add a Tamer to your hand, to your recurring a cost here, but you do get to put a purple Digimon into the trash. Now, since all your Digimon are purple Digimon, you are kind of getting yourself here setting up for further plays. Now, I don't necessarily think this is a good card, I don't really think this is a great card, but if you need to put one of your Impmons into the breeding area and you have this in hand, you're digging for your deck a little bit more, and I think that's a fairly good thing to have, although it may not be the best thing overall. We're going to go for the Promo 71 Impmon here, the security one, which is if you security battle, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon from the trash without paying its cost, and then add this card to their own hand. Yes, we don't really want cards in hand, but getting to have an extra body on the field is pretty good. Be it the Devimon, be it an Impmon with the attacking, or be it the Impmon that lets you reduce the cost of digivolving into a Dark Dragon. Now, this is where the deck I think is probably the most interesting part of this deck currently. We're going to run a hell of a lot of Eyesmon. So we're going to run 1 off the BT7 69. On deletion, draw 3, but then trash 2, getting the hand size down. 1 of the BT7 72. When you trash this card in hand using one of your effects, if Eyesmon's going in your trash, you may play this card without paying its memory cost, which is really good recursion. And then plus 2,000 per Eyesmon scatter mode in the trash. We've run 5 now. We're going to be running 4 of the newest one. It is a Dark Dragon traded one. It does have an on-play cost, which then works with other things in the game. That being said, though, I am looking forward to seeing if the package works as well as I think it will. Then on play, trash 1 card in hand, then you may return 1 Digimon card with Evil, Dark Dragon, or Evil Dragon trait from your trash to the hand. Retaliation is an inherited effect, which is a pretty good one, if you ask me. Again, just having access to 5 Eyesmon now in the scatter modes in the trash does make Eyesmon a 15k beatstick level 4, and I'm going to be real with you, there's a good chance that this will get to the field and your opponent will look at you and go like, I have no way of dealing with this at all. And you're like, yeah, that's fine, that's best meant to be. Go now into the new line here for Punkmon. Digivolves from an evil traded Digimon card for a cost of 2. And then when digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Yuki from your hand without paying the cost. We desperately need a new Yuki, because this one's okay, but we do need to have a better one, or at least a different one. Then we're going to play 2 of the Orochis from Ex07, which is block and then on deletion, trash one card in hand, and then delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon and a level 4 Digimon, with retaliation in its inherited, which again, is pretty good if your opponent wants to punch into you and you're like, oh man, that sucks. Anyway, drag you down to hell. Landmon here, on play, when Digivolving, trash 2 cards in your hand, and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a 7000 DP or less. I like this card. I think it looks really cool because it's just basically a giant boombox that's walking around just sonic booming people in the face.
どうしたかい親友の仇を討ちたいんだろうしっかりかかってこい同じ手は食わんソニックボー
Does have an interesting inherited effect though, which is your turn where you have 4 of your cards in your hand. All of your Digimon with Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon traits gain a Security Attack +1. This means that if you do have the 15k Eyesmon, it's now 15k Eyesmon with a Security Attack +1. Baby. He's just swinging down to town. Playing 2 of the Nidhogg's from Ex07. Trash main, if you have 4 of your cards in your hand, play this card from the trash. Your play cost reduced by 4. Has blocker. Having a 7 cost level 6 11k blocker is not the worst thing in the game. On deletion, you may play 1 level 5 or low Digimon card with a Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon traits from your trash by paying the cost. More recursion. Again, you either want to block something that's just going to murder you either way, or you want to just, you know, smash yourself into security and then play something for free. Unfortunately here, there is no way of giving rush to anything yet, but I could see it being a very interesting thing if we had a UK that gives rush to your evil / dark dragons that are played by effects. I just think it'd be really cool. Beelzebub here from ST14. The reason why this is here is because we are running the Impmon that is allowing us to swing and then jump into this from trash. When Digivolving, trash top 4 cards of your deck, get rid of every 10 cards in your trash. Obviously, you're going to put things from your hand into trash, putting your trash as you go, and then he's just here basically on like your starting line. We'll jump in for 4 and we'll get some memory back. Your turn was per turn. When a card is trashed from your deck, this Digimon gains Security Attack +1. So on the swing, you're already doing 2 shots of damage, which I think is really good for this. You're also popping a level 3, I believe, because of the effect of the Impmon from ST14, which is, yeah, when a card is trashed from your deck, you delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon, which again, for Floodgate Digimon, it obviously helps to just get them off the field. Heavy Metal Dramon. I really like this one, and I think we need to have more of a blanket stated Megidramon, because obviously Megidramon is like Guilmon's tied, but I'd like to have like a sort of a blander one that says like, hey, just play like a purple or red Tamer for, you know, when I explode. But Digivolves from a Dark Dragon, Evil Dragon for a cost of 4 instead of a cost of 5, making it a little bit easier than what's current Megidramon is in Guilmon side of things. When Digivolving, trash 2 cards in hand and then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as this Digimon. I'm pretty sure this Digimon can get to like some ridiculous numbers. I think I've seen like a normal line can be at least 19k, so you're popping a lot of things for free. And if your turn was turn, when you play 1 card with the Evil Dark Dragon or Evil Dragon trait and a play cost of 8 or less from the trash without paying the cost for each card in your hand, remove 1 with the effects. Even if you are having to, like, let's say play a level 4 for 4 cost, that's still a really good Digimon. There's still like free advantage. Having 2 bodies is really good. And I do quite like the Heavy Metal Digimon, although we'll have to see if it does get itself like its own blast mode, or if it might have a rune mode of its own, or a sound mode, or whatever they want to do with it. We are playing 2 of the ST14 blast modes though. When this card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's level 3 or low Digimon cards. For every 10 cards in your trash, increase the highest level of the Digimon you can choose by 1. This may come up as you do a little bit of trashing from the deck in this deck, but mostly it is from the hand. And then when Digivolving, suspend this Digimon. If you have 20 or more cards in your trash, gain free memory. Again, fantastic card. You're generally going to be doing this for the cost of 1. As long as you've got 1 on your side, you can continue the game. It's going to be a finisher. It's a pretty good card. Most people do like blast mode. Depending on how you are running this deck, there's a good chance that you are swinging with heavy metal, doing 2 checks, swinging with Beelzebub, maybe getting 2 more checks in, swinging with something else that only has 1 check, and you're at 0, you've got 1 memory left. You can then swing Digivolve into this and swing again for game. Not necessarily saying you have to do that, but I just think it's because you are mostly running purple stuff. That blast mode does give you that opportunity. Now, option cards, this could be just down to me being a weirdo, but you guys might want to do something similar yourself. Because we are throwing things from hand a lot, I am looking at running some of the option cards that want to be thrown into the trash from your hand. So looking at 2 pummel wax here for a free cost here. You can delete your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. I think that's a really good exchange here. You can either draw a card, you can pop a Digimon that's level 4 or lower. It also has activate the main effect from security, so you can always get some value out of this depending on when it gets hit in security. And then Underworld's Calling here. You may trash this card from your hand with an effect, draw 1, and then you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from the trash without paying the cost of its memory. Activate its main effect. This is also pretty decent if you do have enough memory to sort of mess around, or it is in security, and you do get to bring out Eyesmon. Instead of paying 6, you pay 4, and then obviously again it could be a 15k beat stick. 2 Wisdom Training is just here to help out with really going into the level 5, because it is a 4 cost level 5, so you can make that into a 2 cost level, a level 6, so make that into a 2 cost level 6, makes it a little bit easier on your memory setting going forwards. We are playing 4 of the Yukis here. Start your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. And then main, if you have 4 of your cards in hand, by suspending this Tamer, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with the Dark, Dragon, or Evil traits in the trash. Again, this does not reduce the cost, it doesn't make anything easy like that, so you are having to pay full cost, but you are able to go up into it into a different way. Meaning, you could also go from level 3 into that 15k Eyesmon and just mess around, as they say. Security plays card without paying the cost. And then we're going to run 2 of the Match Shooters from ST16. One of the very few cards that does have synergy with the trashing from hand. So if your main, if you don't have 2, or if you have 2 of your memory, you go to 3. Then all turns when one of your effects trashes a card in your hand. By suspending this Tamer, gain 1 memory. Again, I do think this deck has an idea. I just don't think it's currently fleshed out. This is generally going to be a very awkward deck to deal with, I feel like. It might be a case that instead of running the callings and the pummels, you might just want to go 4 wisdoms and 2 memory boosts and try and keep memory around that sort of area. I just think it's an interesting way to play this game, if that's the way that Bandai's intending to make this deck work. All in all, the deck definitely isn't complete, but I do like the Eyesmon package, and it could be really good if we have the Impmon that costs 4, play it out for free, and get to put down a Tamer for 0, which is pretty good. Obviously, that way you get mats on the field as well as the Yukis. But hopefully we'll get another Yuki in this set in BT19 that we'll know about in, well, I suppose, February at this point for us. Or maybe we'll get it in BT20. Or maybe we'll even get it in EX8 that comes out, I believe, in January. So, Tamers, thank you for being here. We'll see you guys for the next one. Mwah. I just wish that Impmon was better.